Hello friends, welcome to Tech Explained. In this video, we are going to reviewing the Middle-earth Shadow of War. So let's start. Middle-earth Shadow of War has not had the best run-up of its release. From a blend reveal of the announcement of microtransactions and even the controversy surrounding attempts by developer Monolith Productions to immortalize a late co-worker in the game. There have been a number of things that might make you think of skipping the title. But should you? We tell in our Middle-earth Shadow of War review. Following the events of 2014's superlative Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, you once again take on the role of a ranger Talion who shares his body with the spirit of Elf Lord Celebrimbor. If you haven't played Shadow of Mordor, a cutscene at the beginning explains what took place in that game. This is followed by Talion and Celebrimbor forging a new ring of power to a massive army and take on Sauron. Before you know it, you find yourself conversing with Shelob, who for some reasons look like a femme fatale from a Bond movie instead of being the monstrous spiders from Tolkien's book and the movies. Aside from being able to shapeshift, she's something of shield, granting Talion access to visions, things to come much on Celebrimbor Kargin. Monolith creative liberties with Shelob aren't the only slight of Tolkien's legacy. The game lazily reuses name of existing characters from Tolkien's canon, repurposing them for characters such as Idril, a Gondorian archaeologist turned warrior, and Castamir, Idril's father and the chief of Gondorian city of Minas Ithil. Other characters from the Lords of Rings such as Gollum and the Witch King of Angmar make a welcome appearance, as do some new ones like Electriel, who is an assassin working for Galadriel, and Bernard, the series' first black character. They are interesting addition to Shadow of War and help bolsters the narrative a fair bit. However, these characters and even returning favorites from Shadow of Mordor such as Redback pale in comparison to some of the orcs you will cross sword with a Shadow of War. The green-skinned warriors exhibit a whole lot more personality than anyone else in the game. There's excellent use of armor, humor, and humanize them, and the voice acting seems a lot more enthusiastic compared to some of the other characters in the game. In fact, you almost feel sorry for killing them. Speaking of killing, the battle system in Shadow of War is as fluid as ever. Talion gets some new abilities like a super jump and turning foes into ice. Throw in vast open sandboxes to toy with your prey in, and the game feels even more empowering than its predecessors. Key skills like possessing an enemy and terrorizing them are available early on, as are a slew of upgrades such as using spectral daggers. This makes fighting a treat, so much so that you will relish taking on the hordes of orcs in one go. If you thought Batman Arkham Knight's polished combat was good, Shadow of War takes it step further. No surprise since both games come from the same publisher, Warner Bros. Shadow of Mordor, highly praised Nemesis system, also makes a comeback here. You can tap into an orc hierarchy by possessing lower class warriors, just as you could in first game. Not only can you scoop out captains and war chiefs, crucial cogs in the enemy war machine, but you can enlist them into your ranks with the end goal of conquering fortress through Middle-earth. The time around you will travel in Norrøn, Gorgoroth and Saragost to build an army to challenge Sauron. The process of building an army is a large part of the Shadow of War experience. You will hunt down captains, each with different strengths and weakness, with the intent of turning them to your side on simply turning on opposition ranks. The former allows you to bolster your forces, along with giving you the opportunity to infiltrate the enemy ranks, activating them the moment you lay siege to a stronghold to give you the edge. For most part of the result in a highly addictive loop of understanding of your foe, cherry picking and recruiting those that matters with a flurry of short step, and amusing enough of them to storm the enemy base. We say for the most part, because there's some padding that makes conscripting the troops you want more convoluted than it should be. You see, if a captain is of a higher level than you can't have him fight for you. Instead, you will need to use your powers to shame him after a long battle. This reduces his overall level. Then you'll need to find him and fight him again in order to make him join your ranks. This makes putting an army together in Shadow of War feel less like controlling a supernatural undead assassin and more like a grind field traditional role playing game. And it's here that Shadow of War microtransactions come in. You can buy loose chests that let you get better weapons, experience boost that allows you to level up Talion quicker, war chests that grant you more powerful orcs, and bundles containing the loot chest, experience boost, and war chest. Unlike other games that features microtransactions, you aren't constantly nagged to purchase them, and in fact you disable them completely by choosing to play offline. While there's an online component, not too dissimilar to Metal Gear Solid V. Metal Gear Solid V, the Phantom Pain's forward operating base features that pits your forces against those online. It doesn't impact the progress of your campaign. Instead, it simply allows you to increase your stats if your troops defend well enough against the outslaught. Nonetheless, not once did feel compelled to spend money to progress in Shadow of War, which is hurting. The razor-sharp combat and Nemesis system ensured that each encounter was full of entering movements, such as the flying dragon hurling fire down on the battlefield on the surprise arrival of high-level orc captain and his routine to the fourth hog, and orc slayer showing up and slaying your target for you on in our case, all of these at once. Thanks to the producers generated natural of the game world, there's enough divergence to make sure you won't mind that you will have to have another good at trying to convince a giant Olog to fight for. Middle-earth Shadow of War might not have had the best time pre-release, but it manages to be a solid component follows up to 2014 Shadow of Mordor. It's a gigantic time sink of a game that well worth your time and attention. Now let's talk about some pros. Orcs brimming with personality, refined combat, and vibrant world with lots of going on. And the cons are presentation of Salab, unnecessarily padding while building an army. Tech Class played a review copy of Middle-earth Shadow of War on the PS4 Pro, PS4 and Xbox One. Middle-earth Shadow of War release that is October 10. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe our channel for more reviews. Thank you.